our team, our community. This is CondorsTown, and this is another Energy Condors connection. Now, here's Erik Fox and Ryan Holt.
Yeah, it's Wednesday, but we're going to do it anyways this way. Welcome to Condors Connection. My name is Erik Fox from Energy 95.3. On the other side of the screen, perched a mile high and about 100 more feet, is Ryan Holt at the facility for the Colorado Eagles. How you doing this morning, my friend?
I'm good. It's 10 degrees outside. It's snowing. The parking lot walk from the hotel wasn't the greatest, but we're here.
That's what the long johns were made for, my friend.
Yes, that's why I still have my coat on, and I'm still defrosting.
Well, hopefully your fingers will be a little less blue by the time we wrap here. Let's go and start it like we always do. Talk about the parent organization, Edmonton Oilers. Not a bad time going on. Obviously not the best result in the last game with the Canadians, but 7-1-2 in the last 10. I mean, you really can't complain about what's going on with them.
No, they've played really good hockey, and, they're in a battle right now with probably three other teams for, not only seeding in the playoffs, but the top spot in the division, I think, down the stretch here. And I think they've got, 25 games left or whatever it is in the regular season. For the Oilers, the trade deadline's coming up, here in a couple of weeks. They're going to make some moves here in the next couple of weeks if Kyle Yamamoto comes back, and Devin Shore was sent back to Bakersfield, here early this morning. So he'll join the team today. Don't think he'll play tonight, but, he's an option probably for the weekend. So that's great news for the Condors because you add a guy like Shore and that's great. But, they have some choices to make here in the next couple of weeks, see which way they want to go. But I think at the end of the day, it's all positive for Edmonton, whatever choice they end up making. I think the team right now, as it's constructed, is good enough to get there and to compete for the cup. And if they're, adding to it, great. If they don't, I think they're okay, in the meantime.
It's hard to ask the question because of how they're doing right now, but what missing pieces do you see right now where they may need a little help to lock this thing in?
Yeah, I think they might have thought that they wanted a defenseman prior to maybe Vinny Desharnais getting up there and, kind of eating, 10 minutes or 12 minutes or whatever he eats on a nightly basis. And, it takes pressure off, guys like Nurse and, Cece and those type of players. So could they probably use a depth scorer? Probably, but I think anybody could use a depth scorer. I think anybody says that. So, I think, the Oilers are in a win now mode. You have McDavid, you have Draisaitl. You only have them in their prime for so long. So, if I'm talking, it's, win now and do everything you can. And like I said, do I think that this team right now can win it? I do. Can they get better? Obviously, yes. But, as it's constructed right now, it's a pretty good team.
Tonight they take on Detroit. In Detroit, or no, at home.
No, it's at home. Yeah.
They're at home for this one. Detroit's had a rough season, but they seem to be turning things around. They won their last three, so they got a little fire going to that.
Yeah, they're pesky. They're not tanking like other teams. They're on the upswing of the rebuild or whatever they were doing in Detroit. They've got some good pieces. Moritz Seider is a great defenseman. Lucas Raymond's been great up front. They've kind of sneaky added some nice pieces. Are they a top contending team? No, they're not, but they have some pieces certainly. Is that you or me?
That was totally my problem this time.
Okay, great. I knew it wasn't me. I'm looking around. I'm going, I knew I was fully connected. So, As long
Our,
as it's
our
not me.
station internet decided to go, you know what? I need like a 30-second nap. So our station internet just took a 30-second
Yeah.
nap. But we're back here once again. Sorry for the tech difficulties. They happen sometimes.
Yeah.
But once again, this is Energy Condors Connection. My name is Erik Fox, the guy who was probably sharing his life story for the last 35 to 45 seconds. It's Ryan Holt on the other side of the screen. Jump back into it. We were talking about Detroit, and
Yeah.
go and pick up wherever you were, my friend.
Yeah, they're good. They're a good team. You know, they have some nice pieces with Sider and Raymond, and you know, they've done a nice job kind of retooling and rebuilding there in Detroit. And you know, they're competitive. You know, do I think they make the playoffs this year? No, but you know, they're on the cusp. They're like a Buffalo, where you know they've done their dirty work the last couple of years, and you know, they realize that they're not that bad this year. So you know, they're in a jam packed Eastern Conference, which just has murderers row every night. But yeah, it's a tough team to play. You know, the Oilers need to come out and assert themselves on one tonight. I think they will. You know, I think anytime you come off a clunker like that in Montreal, you know, that typically doesn't carry over to another game, especially at home. So you know, I would anticipate the Oilers doing what they need to tonight.
Let's go and jump back in before the internet decides to do its thing again. Let's go and talk about the local team. Very chaotic road trip. I mean, let's be blunt here. Let's talk about the previous weekend first of all. A split with the rain and the goals. Goals game, of course, I gave all the power to the team. So you know, you got to have me in the booth every single time we play from now on. But let's talk about the two games from this past weekend first.
Yeah, you get 3 out of 4 points, and you know, it's a 7-game point streak now at home, so that's great. You know, those 7 games have come over the course of like a month and a half because we haven't been home really at all in January and February. But yeah, it's great to see. I like James Hamlin's line post game. He kind of, you know, when we was asked post game, about the resurgence of the Condors, he said it's just nice being home for people to see, and that's great. You know, it was a great weekend overall, and would have liked to beat Ontario. I think, had a lead in the third period and couldn't close it out, but found a way to get a point still. And at the end of the day, this team has points in 12 of 16 games, and is probably one of the hottest teams outside of Calgary and Coachella Valley, who've been hot all year in the division. So it's a good run. It's now up to almost basically 6th in the division. Kind of creeping up to 5th now with Ontario right there, and have some opportunities here down the stretch to really make a push.
Let's go and talk about, of course, it's the gauntlet you guys are on. This is a very hard road trip where you got a lot of movement going on, and a team of what's also has been just a powerhouse this year has been Colorado, and last night's win 4-1 in Colorado.
Yeah, great win. That. Always good. Especially with this 4-game road trip, I kind of went into it thinking, okay, if you go 2-2, it's a good road trip, right? You're like, okay, that's fine. Especially with Coachella Valley on Saturday and San Diego on Sunday, you kind of think, all right, let's throw San Diego in our back pocket. And Coachella Valley's a toss-up on Saturday. So to get the first one's great. I thought it was one of the more complete games of the year from the team. And they've proven that, when you face good competition, they've kind of risen to that occasion, especially as of late. You look at that series with Calgary, and right now the only blemish on this Condors, last 3 weeks, I guess, in February, the only loss in regulation came with 5 seconds left against Calgary. Other than that, it's been either Condors domination or, an overtime loss. So, it's a really nice stretch. But yeah, this is a tough road trip. Second game against Colorado tonight. We fly tomorrow to Palm Springs. Got a brief, respite on Friday with just a practice day, and then Saturday in Palm Springs, and then Sunday in San Diego. And I thought, I thought San Diego and Palm Springs were right next to each other, but like they're not. Like it's like 2.5 hours away. So that'll be a little bit of a milk run on Saturday night. But overall, I think we're pretty used to being on the road. Come back home for a game and then back on the road for a couple in Texas. And I think the guys are looking forward to March and April, where we're home basically the entirety of the months, and that's what they're looking forward to.
Let's talk about last night and tonight, where you have back-to-back at an away place. It's not friendly territory. How do you prepare for that? Because you got that, and then later on this month, you got the same thing going on in Texas. What's that like?
Yeah, I think it creates home ice advantage for the home team. Certainly, I think because when you play teams like Calgary, Abbotsford, Colorado, Texas, they don't get different. They get the same team twice every time. Like it's automatic, and that creates havoc. It creates, rivalry. I mean, you saw that in the NHL when they were playing back to back against one another, regularly during the COVID season. And now, Colorado's used to it. This is a tough place to play. They're not as offensively gifted as they've been in years past. They've lost a lot offensively. So that doesn't make them as scary, but they're very good defensively. So it was good last night to get off, in the opening shift, kind of quiet the crowd a bit, take the team out of it a little bit, and then kind of roll from there. So it was a really good game last night. If the Condors can replicate, 85% of last night, it'll be a pretty good effort again tonight.
And of course, between now and the next time we talk, you guys got at least one home game, and that's going to be versus San Diego next Tuesday.
Yeah.
So you've got all those road trips, including like Texas right afterwards. So literally, you got one home game in a long stretch. Yeah. How does a team prepare for something like that?
Yeah, I think we've been kind of used to it. With January, we were basically on the road for all of January. We've had some weird travel this year. It's just never, it's usually weekends and stuff. I know they added 4 more games this year, and we've got another team out here in the West, and we've got Calgary now too. But it's just a little bit of a funky schedule the way we've had it, the way it's all been planned out. That being said, I think everybody has that at some point during the season. Coachella Valley, of course, didn't play at home for 3 months. This Colorado team, after tonight, all they play is Calgary and Abbotsford for a month. Like, wow. They have 9 straight games against 2 teams. So, it's just a weird scheduling for a lot of teams. That's the way the cookie crumbles. But fortunate part for the Condors is this is the hard part. This is the end of the hard part. The quote-unquote easy, the home ice advantage comes up in March and April when the team's basically home for six straight weeks.
To root on the team as they are away, what do people need to do?
Yeah, AHL TV's your best bet tonight. There's a midseason price drop. I think it's $1 a game or something. It's not even that much to watch it the rest of the year, and great time to watch because this team's playing well, and it's great to see them have success on the road and then bring it back home in a couple of weeks.
And next Tuesday is Energy 95.3 night once again with the Bakersfield Condors. What do people need to do to go check out the Fat Tuesday game?
Yeah, CondorsTown.com. We've got the hat trick pack on sale now. You get 4 tickets and a hat for $99, and you can use those 4 tickets, throughout the course of the season. You can use them next Tuesday as well too. It's a great deal, and you can get it online now. And yeah, get your tickets for March now because it's going to be jam packed. We've got a 7-game homestand. Might be the longest homestand I've ever had. Coming up in March. So it's going to get busy, but it'll be fun, and it'll be a good time of year to come home with the team playing well.
Always a fun time also when Energy 95.3 is out there. So look forward to seeing everyone out there. So let's have some fun with that. Enjoy the road trip. I will be watching your blog, of course, to see what culinary delights you'll be enjoying as you make this chaotic adventure through the western part of this country, my friend.
Yep. Hey, we're used to it. We're ready for it.
Ryan Holt from the Bakersfield Condors. My name is Erik Fox from Energy 95.3. We'll catch you again next week and every single week as once again we get you caught up on all things CondorsTown with the Energy Condors Connection. See you next time, guys.